guys, and welcome back to my channel. So it is time for me to start shaking things up again in my capsule wardrobe because it is almost summertime, according to the calendar anyway, and also the weather in Denmark has actually been quite summery the past couple of weeks. I'm a little bit afraid though that when we hit June it will all turn around again if I know the Danish weather really well, but fingers crossed that we'll have a much more hot and sunny summer than we did last year, because last year we didn't even have summer in Denmark, to be honest. A lot of you have been asking me to open up and share my thoughts and my ideas, my plans with my summer capsule ever since I started my spring capsule actually. And I think it's because some of you live in countries where summer has been around for a long time already. So I'm happy to finally be able to share my inspiration with you guys, because obviously it needs to fit the situation that I live in and the weather in the country that I live in. But if the weather turns around in June, like it often does when you live in Denmark, it's often really rainy and cloudy in June, I still have lots of items in my all year basic wardrobe to play around with, and also I'll be able to layer up the pieces that I have in my seasonal capsule, just as I did with spring, and that went really well. So first of all, let's just have a quick look back on spring and how I feel that went. I feel like I might have started my spring capsule too early, which proves that sometimes you can't really rely on the calendar and you can't really rely on the official dates for the specific season. So even though that spring started in March actually, you can't really rely on that because it was still winter in March, and then suddenly at the end of April it just turned into spring. So I might have started a bit too early with my spring capsule because I started the 1st of March. So I definitely say that you should always have a look out of the window and be honest to yourself, have a look at the weather forecast before you actually start building your capsule. Besides that, I feel like I had a very great spring capsule, but now I'm really ready to start dressing in more summery items. And yeah, that's the beauty of having a capsule wardrobe, because every season you can kind of shake things up a bit and go through your storage, have a look through everything from last year, and I just know already that I have so many items from last summer that I can't wait to be reunited with. But part of my job here on my YouTube channel and on my blog is to inspire you guys, so if that means I have to start a little bit early sometimes, that's fine with me, because then you'll have more time to start thinking about your own capsule wardrobes. So let's move on to this capsule, the coming summer capsule of 2018. And let's just have a look through the inspiration that I've gathered together on my Pinterest board. I can surely say that this year I definitely feel like going back to basics a bit more, if that makes sense. During my spring capsule, I've been playing around with a bit more color. Relax, I don't say that I'm like a splash of color, I'll never become that, but I've been wearing my red jumper, I've been wearing my blush shirt, and I've really been enjoying wearing these, don't get me wrong, but I feel like for this summer season, I feel like going back to something a bit more traditional, Scandinavian, if that makes sense. So I'm really in love with a more monochrome color scale, so black, white, gray denims like I always have in my all year basics, and that I know I'll get a lot of wear out of. And then I'm gonna spice that up with a more neutral color palette with creams and tan and things like that. So if you scroll through my inspiration board on Pinterest, the one called Spring Summer Inspo, that's just very clear that is what I'm going for this year. Also, I'm gonna be going for light materials like lightweight cotton shirts. I'm gonna be going for linen, and for trashy denim, I'm gonna be going for silk. So yeah, I'm really turning towards these very natural and suitable for summer kind of fabrics. So I've already been going through my storage, and I know that I have a lot of items that fall within this category, so I can't wait to start recreating some of all these looks that I have on my inspiration board. I actually also found a couple of older dresses in my storage that I'm thinking about adding to my capsule this year. And as you guys know, I am very much a jean and trouser kind of girl, but lately I've been really into wearing dresses. Not a lot, but still just a couple. Last year I remember I had one striped dress in my summer capsule besides the black one I always have in my basic wardrobe. And I remember actually missing a couple of different dresses to choose between because I just wore that striped one to death. So I think this year it's gonna be nice to have just a couple of more options in the dress area. So yeah, I think it's safe to say that I am, like I said, going back to basics for a bit and just being true to my own love for these very neutral and monochromatic color scales. So if we just look through my Pinterest board, there's a great mix of white t-shirts, light wash denims, obviously, and then these neutral color palettes. Then there's something a bit more edgy, there's a mix of something a bit more feminine, kind of like the same idea that I had for my spring capsule, but this is just in a more suitable for summer kind of way. So like every season, I'm writing all of these thoughts down in my capsule wardrobe planner, which is basically just a notebook that I use every season, both to wrap up the season that we just went through, but also to prepare myself for the coming season. I have also made a guide called How to Plan Your Shopping, both in a video and a blog post version, and I will make sure to link both down below for you if you want to check them out. It's a great way to get started with the capsule wardrobe system and also make sure that you really think before you buy, because what I use this planner for is also to note down wishes and things that I feel like I'm missing in my wardrobe. This season I don't feel like I'm missing all that much. I have already made that DIY denim skirt that I also shared a guide upon not so long ago, and I've been wanting a proper denim skirt ever since last year. So yeah, now I have that one, and I made it out of a pair of old jeans that I have stored away. I'm actually wearing it today, so really already loving that skirt. Then I've also been dreaming about adding a pair of vintage denim dungarees in a light blue color, and I've actually already found those on ASOS Marketplace. So when I share my part 2 of my summer capsule series, the one where I always show you different looks, then I'll make sure to show you those dungarees properly. Then I've also been dreaming about this white top from Peepletree, one of my absolute favorite sustainable brands, for a while. And this past weekend they actually had 20% off on all full price items. And I was like, you know what? This is my chance to get that top that I have been dreaming about for months. And I actually think that it was the very last one that I got, because right after purchasing it, I could see that it was sold out on their website. So yeah, I can't wait to style that top with all of my more trashy denims, like my denim skirt and also my boyfriend jeans, my denim shorts and my dungarees as well. I love putting together these very feminine items with something a bit more edgy. And then yeah, like I said, I found a lot of great things in storage as well, so I can't wait to show you the full result. I've already started making my overview that I always make. The ones that I put on my Pinterest, I always make those in Photoshop, and then I save them so that you guys can pin them for your own reference and just to use them for inspiration. Then I also still use the app called Cladwell. I've already made a video about that and a blog post where I compare that with 2 other apps. And what this app does is basically it creates you have to create a visual overview of your wardrobe, and then it can automatically generate a lot of different outfits for you, so you'll basically always know what to wear. I still think it's a bit pricey because you have to pay a weekly or monthly fee for that app, but I still love it to death. It's highly addictive. As you guys know, I've also been loving to use Polywar for a long time, but as many of you have been also notifying me about, Polywar has shut down, so Polywar is no more, which is such a shame, and I didn't manage to save all of the work that I had been doing through the years on Polywar, which is my own fault because I've gotten a lot of reminders, but I've just keep forgetting to save them. So if any of you watching this video know about a substitute service or website to Polywar, please let us all know. I'm sure many girls in here would really appreciate it, including myself. But other than that, I can highly recommend the Clapwell app. It's not sponsored or anything. I really just love that app and I think it's so easy to use. It's a great way to plan your capsule wardrobe. So I've also started making my summer capsule in the Clapwell app just because I like the fact that it can create so many different outfits, and it's a really helpful tool whenever I am planning my capsule wardrobes, because then I'll know if there's something that I won't really get any wear out of anyway, and then I can just take it away of the overview and right out of my closet. So that's it for this video, guys. That was my planning and my inspiration for my summer capsule. This was part 1. There will be a part 2 as well, and that's going to be up next week, so stay tuned for that one. Usually I make these videos like this, so I have the inspiration planning part in one video, and then I'll have a haul where I show you the few new items that I've bought and also a haul of the things that I've pulled out from storage. And then I also create a lookbook, so I show you some of these items in action as well. So before you take off and start planning your own summer capsule, please make sure to check out my video called Sustainable Summer Trends, because I cover a lot of different trends but in more sustainable options, and I will link that video down below for you guys. Also, be sure to check out my how to plan your shopping video, so you'll be sure not to buy anything out of impulse, and so you'll be sure that everything goes really well together. There's also a lot of different capsule wardrobe guides over on my blog as usual, so if the capsule wardrobe system is completely new to you, you'll probably find a lot of help on my blog. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I really hope you found it helpful and inspiring. So please don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you all for part 2 of my summer capsule series. Bye, guys.